Hi everyone. For the next couple of days, you are going to be working on finding the measures of central tendency, which are the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of a set of data. So you're going to complete the day one statistics Google form that's on our Google Classroom. But before we do that, I'm going to go through a bunch of example questions on how to find the mean, median, mode, and range as a way to help you have success with the questions on our Google form. Okay, so first question here says, what is the median for the following data? And I put some helpful hints and tricks and procedures to help you guys remember how to find all these measures of central tendency. So to start, to find the median, we're looking for the middle number in the set of data. So there's two steps we have to take in order to find the median. Step one is to place the numbers in order from least to greatest. So I have all the numbers listed here and they're not in any logical order. They're just random. So I'm going to take the time and place those numbers in order from least to greatest. So the smallest number I see is the number 3. Now that number 3 appears twice in my set of data. So I need to make sure that I'm writing it twice. Then I'm going to cross these out just so I go along, just to make sure that I get them all. My next number would be 5, then 6, and my largest number is 8. But again, be careful. I have 3 8s in that set of data, so I need to make sure that I'm including all 3 of them in my list from least to greatest. Now, we got to figure out what is our middle number. What is the number that comes dead smack in the center of this list? So what we're going to do is we are going to simply cross out a number on one side and a number on the left side. Okay, I'm going to cross out the same numbers on both sides. So I'm going to cross out one more and another, one more and another. Okay, so if you see, I have 3 numbers crossed out on the left and 3 numbers crossed out on the right. And that's perfect because I have one number right in the middle. And that number is my median. That is my middle number of this set of data. So my median here is going to be 6. Okay. Second question says, Pat's math test scores during the second quarter were as follows. I'm not going to read them all. What was the mode of her grades? Now, to find the mode, we have to just simply find the number that appears the most. So I don't have to take the time and put these in order from least to greatest. I simply just got to look at all those numbers and see which one appears the most. So if I'm looking at all those numbers, I see that 100 appears the most often. Okay, so that makes my mode equal to 100. And that's all we have to do for the mode. Okay, next up is range. Number 3 says, what is the range of the following set of numbers? Now again, to find the range, this is what we have to do. Step 1 is to find the highest number. Step 2 is to subtract the lowest number from the highest number. So all I have to do is I have to look at my numbers that are in this set of data, and I got to identify what's my highest number, which in this case is going to be 8. Then I have to subtract my lowest number, which in this case is 3. Okay, and then I'm simply subtracting 8 minus 3, which is 5. So my range for this set of data is equal to 5. Okay. Last but not least is the mean. So number 4 says a student received test scores of as follows. Again, I'm not going to read them. Find the mean. Now, another word for the mean is the average. Okay, and this is actually how your teachers get your test grades, your averages for the quarter. Now, to find the mean, again, it's a 2-step procedure. Step 1 is to add up all the numbers in the set of data. So I'm going to take all those test scores and I'm going to add them up to find the sum. Okay, then my second step is to divide that sum by the number of elements in my data set. And all that means is count up how many test scores you have, which in this case I'll have 5. So I'm going to be dividing my sum by 5. Okay, so let's do this. So step 1 is to simply take all my test scores, so 91 plus 88 plus 83 plus 96 and 77, and I'm going to add those up. Then my second step is going to be to divide my sum by 5. And again, the reason why I'm dividing by 5 is because I have a total of 5 test scores. Okay, so however many numbers you're adding together is the amount that you're dividing by. Okay, so I'm going to add up all these test scores, and we should get 435. Now my second step is to divide that sum by 5. So now I have to do 435 divided by 5, which gives us an 87. So the mean test score, or the average test score, was an 87. Okay, so that's just a quick way to find all the mean, median, and mode, and range. If you want to do one more practice of the mean, number 5 says find the mean of the following. I got 4 scores. So to find the mean again of the set of numbers, we're going to add up all those numbers, and in this case, we're dividing by 4 because that's the amount of elements I have in my set of data. And when I say elements, I just mean the numbers that are in each individual number in the set of data. So step 1, take all my take all my numbers, 14 plus 19 plus 17 and plus 22. And then since I'm adding together 4 numbers, I'm going to be dividing by 4. So when I add up all of those numbers, we should get 72. Then I'm taking that 72 and dividing by 18. So my mean, or the average, is going to be equivalent to 18. Okay, the next couple questions, 6 through 10, just require a couple of steps because we're going to be comparing the mean, median, mode, and ranges. So a lot of them are very similar, so I'm just going to do a couple of them with you, and then you should be good to start that Google form. So it says, for the group of data 5, 8, 9, and 23, which is true. Now, all you're doing is finding, again, the mean, median, mode, and range, but if we look at our answer choices, we just, again, have to make sure that we're picking the correct one, which one is actually true. So we would actually have to find the mean, the median, the mode, and range, okay? We would have to find all 4 for this set of data. So we'll just go in order. We'll find the mean first. Remember, to find the mean, we have to add up all of our scores and divide by how many scores we have. So I'm going to take 5 plus 8 plus 9 and plus 23. And then since I'm adding together 5 numbers, I will be dividing by 5. When I add those numbers up, I should get 50, and then 50 divided by 5, which is equal to 10. Now my choice A says my mean is equal to 10, and the question is asking me to determine which of those statements is true. Well, I know A is going to be true, so I can circle that right off the bat. We'll try the rest of them just as a way to review, but we should be done there. Now we'll check the median, which again, the median is the middle number. In order to find the median, we have to place our numbers in order from least to greatest. This set of data was actually in order for you already, so that's nice. Now I'm just going to cross out one number on each side and work my way into the middle, in order to find that middle number. So if you notice, again, I crossed out 2 numbers on the left and 2 numbers on the right, and I have 1 number in the center, which is what we want, which is 8. So my median of this set of data is 8. Now, if I look at choice B, it's saying the median is 9, so I know that's not true, so I know I can cross that off. If I wanted to find the mode, again, the mode is just the number that appears the most often in the set of data. 5 is the only number that repeats, so that makes my mode 5, And again, choice C says my mode is 6, and that's not correct, so I know choice C is not going to be my answer. And last but not least, my range. Now, in order again to find the range, we have to take the biggest number, or the highest number, and subtract the smallest number. So the biggest number is 23, and the smallest number is 5. So I simply have to do 23 minus 5, which gives us 18. So I know my range is equal to 18, and choice D says it's 19, so I know that's not true. So I know choice A was correct. My mean was equivalent to 10. Okay, number 7, same type of question where we'll have to take the time to find all measures of central tendency. So it just requires a bit more work, but procedures are remaining the same. So for number 7, it says the scores of a test were 90, 95, 95, 75, and 60. Which statement about these test scores is true? So again, we have to find all of them. We've got to find all measures of central tendency. So I'm first going to start with the mean. Okay, and then again, in order to find my mean, I have to take all my scores, add them together, and then divide by the number of scores that I have. Whoops. The number of scores that I have, sorry about that, which in this case would be 5. So when I add up all those test scores, we should get 415, and I'm dividing by 5, which gives me a mean of 83. Next, I'm going to find my median. Again, for the median, we're finding the middle number, so be sure to put your numbers in order from least to greatest. So my smallest number here is 75, then 90, then 95, then 95 again. Whoops, I forgot 60. That comes first. So 60 would go first. Okay, then we're going to cross out as we go. So I cross out the 60, I cross out the 95. Again, I'm working my way in the middle. I cross out the 75 and I cross out the 95. I have one number in the center here, which is 90, which makes the median equivalent to 90. All right, next is the mode. Again, the mode is just the number that appears the most often, which if I just look at that set of data, my mode is going to be 95 because 95 repeats itself twice. And then these answer choices has nothing about the range, so I actually don't have to find the range. Now I'm just going to use all my answers and figure out what letter choice is correct. So letter A says the mode and median have the same value. Well, that's not true because my median is 90 and my mode is 95. So I know choice A is not correct. Choice B says the mean, median, and mode have different values. Well, that's true. My mean is 83, my median is 90, and my mode is 95. So far I think choice B is correct, but let's just check the rest just to make sure. Letter C says the mean, median, and mode have the same values. Well, that's not correct. And choice D says only the mean and the median have the same value. Again, not correct. So I know choice B is the final answer. Okay, the rest of the questions on this document are pretty much the same as the ones we were just going over. So you should be able to complete those on your own by just watching this video.